Live from Brooklyn, New York, it's...
The Americans.
Yeah.
Not the Americans.
Yeah, we're the Americans. It's Ask an Engineer, and we're going to do a super weird short show because we got to get up by 9:30, but we have tons of content. The reason why we're running a little late is because we had to stop doing show and tell. We have a bunch of things we have to announce and do today because it's like holiday weekend, and we're going to like post and ghost. So let's kick it off right away. First up, Ask an Engineer. We do it every single Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Been doing it for, I don't know, almost 20 years. And discount codes and more. Tonight, we're going to do some news right away. Big announcement, I think. And then a little bit of like retro, looking back at stuff. And then we have new products, and we have Top Secret, and we have INMPI. But lots going on, so buckle in. Let's do it. You ready?
Yes, like Americans, we are fast and furious.
Yeah, we'll always do everything until the right thing at the last possible minute. America. So anyways, so the code is BEATS, 10% off the Native Restore all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Don't forget, starting like tomorrow, shipping. We're not going to be shipping on Friday, obviously, so there's no carrier pickups on Friday, and because it's a holiday, there might be other delays. Do check out our holiday schedule. We'll be briefly kind of recapping anything on Show and Tell if we have a chance with Descaladia. JP's product pick of the week. Open source hardware news, 3D printing. We have INMPI brought to you by DigiKey. This week it's Melexis. Inspired Engineering. And then we have new products, Top Secret. We're in Discord. We'll probably do live questions, and then we have the questions that people sent in. Get to those next week. All that and more on Ask an Engineer.
American engineer.
Yeah. Okay.
Made in the USA.
Yeah. So let's. And one of the. I'm sorry, this show's coming along. One of the reasons we're doing this is because like we can like send the link to someone. It's like, oh, what are you talking about? So let me start off. So we're not going to do a tariff talk this week, but there was.
But next week.
Yeah. So if you want to, I think, keep up with the person who's doing the most in this tariff reporting. It's the Ryan Peterson, the CEO of Flexport. It made this like generative poster. People can dunk him for that, but this is funny because it's Heard Island and McDonald's Islands. Those are the ones that like, oh, there's no tariffs there, and people are like, let's just ship it there or not. So what he is making fun of and what he's saying is in 1 week from today, the reciprocal tariffs are due. So all of this like, hey, Adafruit, I saw your invoice on USA Today in a news story. This is really going to hit not only us, but everyone. So stay tuned next week. All of us are watching. Our employees
What's going to happen?
Our employees are nervous. We're all nervous because it just might mean like you're outlaying hundreds of thousands of dollars a quarter before you even sell the product. And even if you make things in the US, it's hard. So anyways, so that's happening. Next up, you'll see some things on our blog, and I did not expect us to be writing about this today, but it's in the news. So there's a newsletter I really like. It's called The Leverage, Slack Declares War Inside the Brutal Battle Unfolding on Your Desktop. So for those who know, if you use Slack in a lot of companies, you don't even have a choice. Basically, everything isn't going to be opt-in anymore. All that data, Salesforce wants it. Salesforce owns Slack. Salesforce also says things like, half the company, his own company, is now done by AI work when you're doing things at Slackforce or Salesforce. The things that they say is, well, half of this is being done by AI right now. So we have workplace settings at Adafruit for I'm the Slack admin. Hello. And amongst a couple other people. And it says AI is coming soon. You can manage your AI permissions. There's multiple places. That's all fine. I get it. They're saying AI is coming starting July 17th. These features are available for everyone. And if you want to fine tune the settings, here's your chance. What they're not saying is this is like features. It's not who's accessing the data because you're not allowed to have something come into Slack and access your data, even if you want to. Slack says no. So it's really not your data. But let's just assume this is going to work out. So we had already made a special request a while ago to change our Slack permissions, and it was something else called machine learning. And we have a different screen than other people right now. So I started it. Let me show you the guide. Well, actually, yeah, let me show you the guide, and I think that'll make sense. And then I'm going to bounce back to like the big news that I didn't want to talk about today, but Lamar said I could. So let's go to, you see the internet, you see the browser somewhere. It's like this screen. You see where I put it? Like I usually put it right here. It's like a screen.
It's usually in the guides, right?
Yeah, like wait, if I move it around. Yeah, I usually put it right here. I don't know where it went. Oh, here it is.
Oh, the bottom.
Oh, so that's what happened. Okay, so let's go to the guides. So it's an odd guide. It's called Disabling AI in Slack, a step-by-step survival guide.
Wow, that's a cool T-shirt that girl's wearing.
Disable AI in Slack, a step-by-step survival guide. How to turn off Slack AI before it turns on you. This starts off with a logo that our designer made, not AI. This is Bruce. It's a sync-fingered logo, and it basically is our start of how to turn off the settings of Slack because Slack and Salesforce did not help us, and we got the runaround, and we said, okay, fine. We'll make T-shirts and do tutorials. So the reason this came about is lots of things have been going on for us personally over the last 5 years. Trying to have a kid. Didn't work out. It's horrible. It's sad, and it's death, and it's all sorts of things. If you've tried to have kids, it didn't work out, you probably know. So that's in our Slack because we have a cool company, and there's couples, and we have a policy where we're not going to look into your stuff. There's private channels. We don't read people's email. It is a different way to run a company, but I think it's our choice to run the company that way. We just don't want Slack, Salesforce looking at all of the things in our chats because AI always will barf it up somewhere else. You see what?
Yeah, I don't read other people's DMs, and I don't want anybody reading my DMs.
Yeah,
including a robot.
And we work at a company where there's 100 people, and many of them are connected some way.
Yeah,
some met there, some have a family. Anyways. So that was like what I was trying to explain to our rep. I'm like, hey, like, please let us get out of this, or can you tell us the settings? And so I'm not going to put his name on here, but he said, oh, Phil, AI is all around us. Like, I'm a caveman. And he said, I'll have a Slack agent not bother you. Because what was happening is the Salesforce tools automatically have your rep email you and say, hey, today only, you get all these AI features. I'm like, hey, but please stop emailing us. We just want to make sure our features are set because it seems like we have a different thing. The guides online are different anyways. He said he would call me because I sent a note. He said, oh, I'm an event. He wasn't even our rep. I'm an event. I'm going to take care of you. It's like superhero, saved the day, and didn't. And what you're just seeing right now, and this is where we're at. So the New York Times said to ChatGPT, you can't delete chat logs. The user's talking to ChatGPT. That's going to be court stuff. So if you think like your messages in Slack are protected right now and no one can ever get them, you're wrong. So watch this court case. OpenAI is like, we don't like this. We kind of told our users what you say to AI is private. It's like you and a doctor.
Yeah.
And they're saying there needs to be something like spousal privilege or something like AI to human privilege, and that needs to be worked out. So we actually have something where we're husband and wife. So after I did this, I'm like, well, here's what it should look like. So actually, because if Slack can't figure this out, maybe they want communities to help out. So it has every single bit of data that we have in Slack and what we should know about it. Which AI model is going to use it if we're forced? Mm-hmm. Can we opt out? Who is looking at that data and doing something with it? Salesforce? Or is there a privacy between AI and human? So I tried, I put it together. There's no cues. If there's a start now. And then I put all of the weird settings that we have that no one else has and links to it because they bury it and you can't do it. And then here's the one thing for the people who really know. It says your organization currently blocks feedback due to a special preference for machine learning at your org. So a long time ago, we had to email a special email address that was only on Slack site briefly to opt out of machine learning. I don't know if that's the same thing. Why are they calling machine learning here? It's AI over there. So I know my email to them
was that machine learning thing before they got caught or after? Do you remember?
After.
Yeah.
Oh no. So all, by the way, we used to know the founder of Slack, Stuart Butterfield, because we used to go to food camp. We used to etch his laptop. I remember talking about Flickr and all this stuff. That is the different Slack than the one that you know. This is sales. It's a front end for Salesforce.
Yeah. Now it's.
Yeah. So and people are saying, but Phil, you don't have to use these tools. Most people don't have a choice after using that. So why in the world is Phil talking about this? Well, no one likes Salesforce. That's what I found out as I talked to folks. So I put a note about this. So here's the reason why. And I said, So we're gonna have another kid. Yay!
Made in the US.
Yeah, made in the USA.
Oh my God, it's gonna be tariffed on the way out.
Yeah. So there. Yeah.
17%.
Man, I don't want to see that on the news.
With your credit card, swipe it.
Yeah. There's so many jokes that could go along with that. I'm not gonna do it. Too easy.
Tacky,
So, anyways, we don't know what's gonna happen. We're scared. I'm old. So are you. That they tell you. Yeah. So I'm going to be in mid-journey. Midlife, over 50 plus. Lady Ada is no spring chicken. So it's always been hard. It's been 5 years, and with chip shortage, we couldn't talk to anyone about a lot of stuff. So it's been tough. I don't want anyone to go through this. I don't know what's going to happen, but I have really smart people that work with us. And what we're going to do is just raise awareness and make a t-shirt that you can download today in Slack. Before I had to deal with this, I was talking to everyone. I was like, hey, 20 years ago, separately, Lady Ada was doing this and I was doing this at the same time.
It's destiny.
And I was talking on MTV about this weird stuff, and she was doing good stuff that was going to help people. And I was trying to figure out how things work and take them apart. And I was working for big commercial companies like Sony. And, you've always been blending new tech and everything and doing it for a better purpose than me. So I love you so much. And I hope this works out. And please, everyone, we have this 1 or 2 weeks left, I think, before July 17th, where if Salesforce does this, I think this is the big data caper.
Well, the thing is,
I think this is why they're saying this. Here.
Once the data goes in, well, here's the thing, folks. Do you know how you hate spam and cold emails? Your email box is no longer sacred. It's completely destroyed. They're going to do that to your Slack chats. Because of course.
No, let me tell you what's going to happen. Ready? Because here's the cool thing. AI is going to transcript this and have this. So you're going to be in a Slack channel and you're going to say, oh, cool, I just uploaded that chart to the website. And Agent Force TM Slack is going to say, oh, cool, you need web analytics for this project. Just add this. Your boss already approved the tokens and you're off. Because it's looking at your words and everything. And that sounds great. But what if you're having a conversation with HR and it's heavy? And if everyone continues to say, well, use Signal, use IRC. Yeah, okay, cool. That's not how the world works. A lot of people at Adafruit, the first time they're ever using Slack is when they get trained at Adafruit. They had retail jobs, food service jobs. They're single moms that haven't had time to learn Slack. I really wish the people that developed Slack had some challenges in their life that they were concerned about the world knowing about it. Maybe they don't want to. And I think that they're on the line of essentially saying, we own everything you say inside of Slack or not. And Salesforce has to figure this out, because if they do it wrong, there's regulation. If they Cloudflare it, hey everybody, we're going to block bots. Cloudflare is a hero today. I remember when they were not. Now they are. So Slack, that's your choice. You can do it. I know it's Salesforce. I'm sorry, Jude, who's the rep. You just bumped into the wrong girl.
I just feel like, we were just watching Dune 2, and the whole story about Dune is don't let the computers drive the ships, guys.
It's kind of fun to watch Dune 2 with Lady Ada projected on a wall as Lady Jessica drinks the blue juice, and I know she's preggers, and I'm like, I wonder if all the electronic data is in there. Oh yeah, by the way, it's a girl, and the names that we're not going to go with, because I vetoed already, is backup, because I thought it'd be cool for one kid to be like, okay, I'm here, and then the other one, I'm backup. And I believe in having multiple backups. Yeah. And then Zine.
Zine's kind of a cool name.
Because I make Zine. Okay. Zine. Anyways, voting will be on Twitter. No, just kidding. Okay, let's do the rest of our show and get out of here in 20 minutes, Lady Ada.
Voting is going to be on Slack and the AI bot channel. Just kidding.
Yeah, it turned
polls.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, let's just jump right into the stuff that we have to do tonight, because I'm out of it. Let's take a 2-minute break for the drone video and just come right back.
Okay.
Because we need a break.
Drone time.
You can create a floating outdoor LED sign using WLED and Adafruit Sparkle Motion Mini. We were able to attach a 20 by 20 NeoPixel LED netting to our DJI Mavic drone and display custom animated GIFs. The Sparkle Motion Mini is the perfect form factor for this project because it's lightweight. It's also easy to power with a battery bank and connect our NeoPixel matrix using screw block terminals. The Sparkle Motion Mini is fitted inside our 3D printed snap fit case that gets secured to a custom leg bracket that is 3D printed in TPU filament. The WLED software is easy to install and set up a 2D NeoPixel LED matrix. We used the Pixel Magic tool to convert our animated GIF images into JSON WLED code that's formatted for 2D matrix panels. It's a free add-on HTML tool that's designed for WLED. It lets you drag and drop GIF images and enable animations. We documented our custom settings and image workflow on our guide at learn.adafruit.com. The built-in preview gives you a good idea of how your images will appear on your matrix, and it takes care of generating presets for a custom playlist. The case is printed in PLA, while the custom clips and leg attachments are printed in TPU filament. The Sparkle Motion board fits into the case with cutouts for the wires and screw block terminals. The back leg attachment squeezes into the loops that are on the bottom of the drone. The board is powered by the drone using the 5-volt micro USB port that's on the side of the DJI Mavic drone. The 2 feet extensions provide clearance for the Sparkle Motion case and the cabling for the NeoPixel LED netting. These 3D printed clips are attached to the arms that allow some nylon string to tie to the NeoPixel LED netting. We used a dowel to support the LED netting and tied it to the nylon string. For our pre-flight check, we make sure to lay the LED netting away from the drone. We made sure not to obstruct any of the sensors on the bottom of the drone, so it still has obstacle avoidance. Because the drone battery is powering the NeoPixel LED matrix, we get about 15 minutes of flight time. To land, we slowly descend to allow the LED netting to lay flat on the floor. Our drone is a DJI Mavic and it's registered with the FAA. We have a pilot license and we're flying in a non-restrictive airspace. While we want to inspire folks to try this out, we hope people will be respectful and considerate.
All right, that last one was Superman's uncle's apartment. Anyways, thanks, chat. It's already been decided. The internet has decided of our girls, the new girl that's going to be the name. It all works out. Fruity McFruitface and Brandy.
Great.
So it's unanimous. Okay.
Ironically, I love fruit brandy. So
Ooh. You name things Adafruit.
Yeah.
I sense a theme. Okay.
I did want to name our first kid Silica. Not like seriously, but I was like, that's a cool name, Silica.
Yeah.
Like it's a cool name.
Yeah.
I've never seen this, but yeah. But it's too Silica.
There was a kid named Laser we met. We're like,
we met Laser. We've met Infinity. We've met.
Luna Luna, but anyways, I did like the zine, but I get it. We're gonna talk about it. There's lots of things that go into it. And also, you know what? Kids can change your name later. Okay, we're gonna do 3 segments in 15 minutes. Okay. Ready? Here we go, Lady. We're gonna do INPI. Then we're gonna do new products, and then maybe we'll do a little bit more. We'll see what we get to. Ready? Go. On NPI. Eye on NPI, brought to you by DigiKey and Adafruit. Thank you so much, DigiKey. Every week we look around for the new product introduction. Alexis, Lady Ada, what is the new product introduction this week?
Okay, this week it's hot. We are doing the MLX 90. Oh, sorry, can you go back one?
Oh yeah.
90632 FIR sensor. Just want to make sure I get that part number correct. So this is a single point infrared sensor that can measure something that it isn't touching, which is really cool. It comes in a couple different variants. Folks might be familiar with Melexis because we stock and do a lot of guides using their MLX 9614, very popular sensor. This has been around for like 10, 15 years. It's a through-hole sensor. You can put it into breadboard or solder to it. It has I2C and again, measures the temperature of something that it's looking at and not necessarily touching. They also make the 9064 series, which is a 32 by 24 like camera. It has that many pixels of infrared, and it's kind of like an FLIR camera, but much less expensive. And again, I2C. So you might be wondering, why would I need this? One, you're measuring something that's wet, and you don't want to have your conductive electronics touch it. Or it's really, really hot. Like maybe this is boiling hot water, and you don't want your electronics to touch the hot thing. The MLX 9632 can measure up to 200 degrees C. That's way beyond the temperature rating of electronic components because like stuff melts before, the solder melts before then. It's also hygienic. So these sensors are used in forehead temperature sensors. So like if you remember folks from a couple of years ago, you'd go places. Obviously, you don't want them sticking something in your mouth or your ear or what have you. Instead, they would point something at your forehead and press a button and it would measure the temperature. That's an IR temperature sensor. It's also really great when you can't attach a sensor easily to the thing you're trying to measure because it's delicate or it's moving or it's flexible. For example, the one example that people have told me that these sensors are used for is to measure vapor pressure deficit, VPD. Now, if you have never used VPD, that's because you're not growing weed, because that's pretty much what people...
That's what you do?
That's what you do. You measure the temperature canopy and it tells you how much the humidity and temperature in the air is affecting your organic plant growth. Okay, anyways, but those are some good reasons to have this sensor.
Right.
So what's nice about this sensor is compared to the MLX 9614, it's a surface mount sensor. It's much smaller and it's a little bit less expensive too, which is kind of nice. It's I2C. You can change the address. Well, with one pin, I always like that because it means you can connect two sensors easily, or if you don't have a conflict with something else, you can pick and place it. And it comes in two grades. There's the standard grade and the medical accuracy grade. And you do have to set this mode. The hardware is different. One is calibrated for medical usage and one is not, so it's a little bit less expensive. You also have to set the mode in I2C. And the difference is like the standard accuracy, you see, it kind of gets you in the middle there, 1 degree C accuracy, and then up to 4 degrees C on the edges. But mostly it's like 1, 2, 3 degrees C between the range of -20 to 200 degrees of object temperature. Whereas the medical accuracy, you see, it's much, much more accurate in the center, like super accurate. It's less than 1 degree C. It's 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 degrees C around, human or animal temperature. Or plant temperature. But the minute you get outside of that range, the accuracy drops very quickly, right? So you have to decide, do you want to measure wide range of temperatures with reasonable accuracy or really good accuracy just for mammals? It's I2C, so you'll have a register map that you want to read. And you'll have to read all the calibration constants. So what's really nice about this sensor is they pre-calibrated at the factory to get that excellent accuracy, because usually IR sensors are really hard to calibrate. What you're paying for here is that calibration. You have to read those values, the calibration constants from I2C. You do the math, pop, out comes the precise temperature. If you want even more calibration or you want to do customization, there's a built-in EEPROM. Using I2C, you can write to it and you can set the address custom, the I2C address, or you can write your own calibration constants, which might be affected by the enclosure you're using, or if you have a lens in front of it, that can affect the emissivity, for example. So you can write your own calibration constants to the sensor itself, which is kind of nice. To get started fast, there is a library for C, C++, so it's easy to port to Arduino. You can run it on kind of any microcontroller or microcomputer, available from Melexis, so check that out. And best of all, it's in stock.
Yay!
Yeah, for
All right.
about $8 a piece.
We have a video from them. It's a couple minutes long. We're going to get set up for the last segment, and we're going to go through it. We're going to do new products. And then while Lady is taking care of kid number 1, I'm going to play a top secret video, and then I'll meet you later.
You can talk about me if you want.
No, I know. And then I get to run the show.
Yeah.
So this is what we're going to do.
You're going to see what it's
This is
like
what we're
when
gonna do.
I'm not in charge anymore.
You know what? Yeah, let me just tell you something. Let me just break character for a second. We were at the UPS store today, and we're like, because she got Entrepreneur of the Year, and they have like the UPS store branding, and so we keep track of it. And I'm just like, well, this is a new branding campaign, and it's now called Unstoppable. And we both said, you know what? Not bad. What was the other one? Like Do Brown?
Yeah, it's like go Brown. And I was like, really?
Brown does it.
You
it's
can
like,
trust Brown. I don't know what it was.
but it was like anyway. Whatever it was before, I forgot. This new thing's better because I kind of feel like Unstoppable was a good thing. New product introduction that DigiKey at Adafruit does. Unstoppable.
I do it every week.
You do it every week. Unstoppable. So good on you. We're gonna watch the video. See you on the other side. Unstoppable.
Don't stop.
I hope the new product introduction companies don't mind some things.
You want to brand NPR Unstoppable?
Unstoppable.
Melexis is pleased to present an exciting new sensor for contactless temperature measurement. Our new medical-grade MLX 90632 builds further upon the experience and know-how of our popular commercial-grade surface mount technology product. While the commercial-grade version is limited to a typical accuracy of plus or minus 1.0 Celsius, The medical grade version is optimized for the human body temperature range, where it delivers a medical grade accuracy of plus or minus 0.2 degrees Celsius, as required by CE and FDA medical standards. This is made possible by advanced in-factory calibration procedures. The ultra-small device is a complete solution in a single 3x3x1 millimeter QFN package, including the sensor element, signal processing, digital interface, and optics, thereby allowing rapid and simple integration into a wide variety of space-constrained applications, in sharp contrast with the bulky state-of-the-art TO cans. Despite its small package size, the sensor delivers high levels of thermal stability when faced with thermally challenging conditions. Sophisticated compensation algorithms allow the sensor to cope with the destabilizing effect of thermal disturbance, even outperforming sensors packaged in big and bulky TO cans. Its special features make the MLX 90632 ideal for easy integration in a new class of wearable health monitoring devices, such as smart glasses, smart wristband, or wearables worn in the ear, the so-called hearables. Also, classic medical devices such as forehead and ear thermometers or portable blood diagnosis tools will benefit from the sensor's unique properties. In summary, MLX 90632 sets a major milestone for the temperature sensor industry. For the very first time, small size, high thermal stability, and medical-grade accuracy are combined within one sensor solution, enabling a variety of novel health monitoring applications. Please visit our website for more information.
Okay, cool. So what we're going to do, good beats, we're going to do new products, and then right when we're done, she's going to bounce, get kiddo, I'm going to play whatever videos are still going, and then whatever I want to do.
Do you want to wear the pink wig and just pretend to be me and just answer? Like,
Here's the thing.
you probably do a pretty good job.
No, but here's the thing. I've been doing it for years. Years, and no one knew.
That's right.
Yeah. Should I reveal that?
That I was dead in 2022, and you just like.
Let me just, okay, I have one other big announcement. It's me, Daniel Day-Lewis. I've been playing Phil all these years. For 50 years, I've been playing Phil. Where's my Oscar? I also play RFK Jr. at the same time. You've never seen Phil and RFK and Jr. and Daniel Day-Lewis in the same picture, have you? Let's do new products. We're gonna have a kid together. Super funny kid. Cool kid. Like a little one of, like a version of me that does that. Like two of them. All right.
All right, let's do new, fast new.
We'll do it.
Okay, you guys love RGB LED matrices on a Raspberry Pi and you want lots of them. Well, we have a new bonnet by request. This is called a Active 3 triple output bonnet. That's because the Python library a lot of people use, it calls it the Active 3 pinout. Basically, you can control 3 matrices in parallel, so you get 3 times the throughput. Great for really big screens. Works on all Raspberry Pis with 2x20 headers. One thing, can you go back fastest one? Yeah. So the only thing to note is that you see there's 3 separate cables, and you can chain them, so you can add even more panels on the end of those panels. But the power is separated. So the other hats and bonnets we have, you power them through the bonnet because it's only meant for a small number of panels. For this, you're going to have a separate power system. But what's cool is we have Pi 5 support for this, and there's Pi 4 support for this. So if you want to make really cool big displays with ultra high color, and you don't want to separate HDMI driver, you can do it from a Raspberry Pi using this active bonnet. Great for big displays.
Next up.
This is a simple moisture sensor, simple soil sensor, as shown here. So we designed this, put this in the shop. It's a simple resistive sensor with gold pads. It's meant for students. I want to make something very, very low cost, but still pretty durable that can be easily used by folks with an Arduino or a microbit. And now it's in the shop. We also have capacitive soil moisture sensors, but they're going to be a little bit more expensive. This is when budget is really important and you don't mind that it's a resistive style sensor.
Okay, and then I think I put this in the start.
Yeah.
And the start show besides
no,
you.
No, that's the start. This is the pre.
right before the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
This is not almost a star.
Almost a star, pre-star. This is the LM730-100 Ideal Diode. I'm putting this in the shop for my project with solar panels, but I also thought it would be really useful for other folks. So if you want a power system, if you have like batteries or solar panels, where you want the least power loss to heat or just like voltage drop. If you were going to use even a Schottky diode, once you get to 5 amps, 3 amps, you're going to see a volt and a half of forward drop. When you're dealing with a 6-volt panel or even a 9-volt panel, that's a lot of voltage / power lost to a diode. Why do that when you can have ideal diodes? So these have 2 back-to-back transistors and they're controlled by a little chip. They're a little more expensive, but you're going to get like millivolts of forward drop instead of volts of forward drop. So again, I'm using this for solar panels, but also could be used for other like low power, when efficiency is very, very important to you, not something that plugs into the wall, but something that's like run off of batteries or like solar or like thermoelectric or whatever. So this is a good part to use for that case, and works up to 23 volts and up to 5 amps. So also it has built-in current monitoring, which is kind of cool. Okay,
and start the show besides you, Lady Ada, and our team, our company, Zine, and
is the soil moisture kit with a microbit designed for folks who want to use this with curriculum like Microsoft FarmBeats, which is like an online tutorial curriculum that you can use with a classroom, or you can do it on yourself. Comes with a microbit V2, batteries for portable use, some stainless steel nails, that soil moisture sensor, a nice long USB cable so you don't have to have your plant right next to your computer, and 3 alligator clips that you can use to connect from the soil sensor to the microbit. In the product page, we link to the tutorial, but it's a really good deal for $30 worth of stuff. Sell to you for a lot less than that. Great for students, both self-taught or in a classroom.
New products.
New.
All right.
Wow, on the dot.
On the dot. So exactly. Beats is a code. We have to put 2 girls, if this works out, through school in a few years. We've only really put everything on Adafruit in our team. So we've told the team, and we're like, hey, for the next 10 years at least, we're ride or die, balls to the wall. Let's make this thing the best thing possible. I don't know if there's going to be retirement like Social Security, but I know there's an Adafruit, and I know we can make something that we can hand to the next generation. And I've always said at Adafruit, we don't want to be your family. We just want to help you make families, and families are going to be really weird. Little personal story. The only family I have is a little more.
And my family, they're crazy.
Our daughter, her family, which is tiny. And that's it. So I've been building this for a while.
We don't even have MOSFET anymore.
And for the friends out there and the people that I know, you're all really important to me. And that's probably why I fight a little hard for things that are important. I do apologize for the late night weird emails over the last week to a small number of people, because I just needed to know, is this the right thing to spend time on? And folks said, yeah, it's important that we all have dignity and privacy in all sorts of aspects of our life. So with all that being said, please don't ask a lot of questions about upcoming baby stuff, because it might not be good news, but we'll let everyone know as things happen. We'll talk a little bit more this time, because we will be hanging out over the holidays this year once again. And I remember last time, and I think I learned a couple of things. So we'll see how it goes.
Bring 3 pillows to the hospital.
Yeah.
And extra blankets. Okay, yeah. I'm going to go.
Yeah, I'm going to do...
He's going to keep going.
I'm going to do top secret while she's doing stuff. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye, lady.
Right, I'm going to give you the mic.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Yeah, that'd be weird if you brought the mic down and then there'd be a little kid talking.
Change your diaper.
There's been lots of videos online where someone has an open mic and they like pee or something.
I wouldn't do
that. Okay. So bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Okay. Let's do top secret. Okay, first up, we have a PyTFT video hot off the press. This was filmed right before we got on air, because we've been not able to do TFTs because of the chip part shortage, various things. Happy to have it back. take a glimpse of what should be ready soon. If you've been waiting, thank you for your patience.
Hey, Lady Ada, what's this?
Hey, so I'm trying to wrap up a bunch of old projects before it gets too busy during the fall. So this is a revamp of the Pi TFT, which has been out of stock since the chip shortage because the STMP811 resistive touchscreen driver got discontinued, et cetera, then I couldn't get TFTs. And I was like, you know what? I can't deal with this anymore. So now I'm getting back to it. So what's cool is I've updated the chip to now be the TSC 2007, which uses I2C. It's actually nice because it means that the SPI port isn't fully taken up. And then Timon's been helping me with doing all the device tree overlay stuff. So what's cool is we got, even though this is now running this is not FBTFT, this is now DRM, which not DRM like digital rights management, but like display something manager.
I don't even know how you parse that sentence.
I know.
Good work, man.
Dude,
Jeez.
Dude, I stopped working on stuff since like
the
X11 on the Spark 11.
Yeah, this is cool.
I can't keep track
There's
of
a
it.
lot of stuff.
But what's cool is you can actually, like the console works. You can log in on the console, and like the boot display shows up. And then another thing you can do is, I'm just making sure all the old stuff works. So for example, we can display images on the console. So like, this is not desktop mode. This is just console mode.
Boop.
And I can also, the other demo that I have is you can display video. You can't use MPlayer. MPlayer doesn't support the new DRM system, but you can do it with MPV, and that works actually really great.
Okay.
Displaying through the frame buffer generated by this TFT DRM thing.
Okay.
So the only last thing I want to just get working with this is FBCP, which is like a utility we had that would copy what was ever on the HDMI screen to this. And that's useful when there's sometimes stuff like RetroPie or other devices where it can't, it doesn't know about other frame buffers, or like it's like, oh, I'm only going to display to the HDMI, like I can't do it any other way. And then you can have it mirrored onto the TFT. So that's like the last part of this. I'm not too worried because either it works or it doesn't, or there's not kind of nowhere in between. And then I'm going to test desktop mode today and make sure that goes. Maybe we'll do a little video about that. And then I'm going to get this in the store, and then I'll do the 2.8 and 3.2 and the 3.5 inch, and we'll get these all to the store
Epic.
by the end of the year.
Okay, cool. So for the folks who know, a couple people in the chat. Here is more top secret. So that means I can't really tell you too much, but I thought this is funny. This is a little tiny robot, and this is the first thing it saw. That's me. A little embarrassing, but I thought, and that's not Deep Space Nine. There's only 4 or 5 lights. This is just a little robot opening up its eyes, and this is what it saw. And I thought that was funny because this is kind of like what every robot sees, or like a little kid. And then we put this up on the socials. We finished up some of our front interest gallery. We're going to have this retro synth thing, and we're going to have a floppy disk gallery. And I posted up a little bit of a preview. You saw that at the beginning of the show. I'm going to do more. And then we did a little guessing game online. And this was one of the projects I mentioned. So as we're teaching our kid computers, they're going to start with, the first ones. So here is one of the original Macs. And we're going to use that keyboard to kind of understand some words. She's 2, but she's learning how to spell. She can do some stuff. So she's really interested. She says funny things about her workstation already. And then in addition to the museum having like all these keyboards and stuff, and then of course kiddo learning, I started the site Hackaday. So I'm going to put all my Hackaday logos, memorabilia, all the stuff I was working on. I made like a Hackaday manifesto now 16 years ago, and a lot of the things in the site are still there. So I thought it'd be neat. That's top secret. What I'm going to do is pop off from top secret in the show. But since Lamore is not here, I'm going to just play music, and whatever is in my little meme folder that I'm about to throw out, I'm going to play. So I don't know what's in there. It's garbage graphics or something I couldn't use for the show for whatever reason. I hope this was not a mistake. All right. This has been an Adafruit production. Oh, by the way, that was top secret. See, she leaves and I fall apart. This has been an Adafruit production. Here's your moment of Zener, and then a little bit of meme folder while I clean up here behind the scenes.